Good morning. Namaste, good morning. Hi, Gavin. Lovely to see you all. Welcome. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share some guidance for Thursday and Friday. So good morning. Hi, Kate Lynn, sorry. Good morning, and hi, Taylor. Lovely to see you all. Thanks for stopping by. Extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Tonica. And Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. And Valentina. Hi, Develle. I trust I pronounced your name correctly. Lovely to see you. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing today is using my Speed of Light Oracle cards, and I'll be pulling one card for Thursday, the 3rd of May, and one card for Friday, the 4th of May, and then one card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. I'm not doing personal requests for guidance here today. This is general guidance for everyone. Hi, Lynn. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you, to help remind you that you are not alone, that you are loved, and that you can perhaps help yourself during this time if you're struggling at this time. You will know if it's guidance that you need to hear, or if it's guidance that resonates with you, because it will make sense to you. It will seem like I'm talking directly to you. So you can trust that. Trust what feels right for you. Don't trust what I say. I trust what I say. You trust what feels right for you, and work with that if you want to. So thank you. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Elaine from Canada. Lulu's here, and Lorraine says namaste. Namaste to you as well. Maria's here. Hi, Maria. So I'm going to get straight into it. So I'm just starting by looking for the best card for Thursday, the 3rd of May. If it's not Thursday for you yet, you can think of this as guidance in advance for your Thursday when it comes. So thank you. Thursday, the 3rd of May. And I'm going to go with this card here. We've got card 23 called Overlapping Worlds. And the keywords say reception, senses, beacon, frequency, and veil. This talks about being like that overlapping world energy. So sort of feeling like we might have one foot in one world and one foot in another world, or a door hasn't fully closed yet and a door hasn't opened either. So we're kind of in this in-between space where we might feel like we're juggling things on Thursday, like we might have a lot of tasks that we need to do, and there's this feeling of kind of juggling and trying to manage all of these things at once. And we probably will manage it okay, is the feeling that I have here. So let's just take one step at a time, and let's work with or focus on what we are drawn to, what we are inspired to manage or work with or deal with on Thursday. We might be feeling a little bit, I want to say, like overly sensitive. We might be feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual on Thursday, and that's okay. And that's part of, it's sort of like an amplification of our energy, of our emotional space on Thursday. So we might be kind of hit with things a little bit more personally than normal. Things may affect us in more of a sensitive, raw way than usual, and that is okay. So how can we deal with that? there feels to be little grounding in this card. So I feel like if we can just ride the wave as best as we can, I feel that that's probably ride the wave and what's been presented, and also trust in what we feel as we kind of move up and down. It feels like waves coming in, but a very, very strong up and down sort of feeling. So sort of more like the swell of before these waves turn into waves, they go through what we call a swell. So if you're out in the ocean or you live near the ocean, you're probably very aware of the swell, that kind of the movement of the wave before it actually breaks. And that's the part that I'm really being drawn to, is the swell, the up and down of the wave before it turns into a wave. So that sort of feels like we might be on the precipice of something. We might be preparing for something on Thursday. And if we can imagine ourselves perhaps on a surfboard or on a small boat or a yacht or something, and just kind of going with the up and down and the large swell that's moving in to the coast, if you like, before it comes crashing into waves. So let's ride the swell before it turns into the waves. Is it going to turn into a wave? It may for some of us. It may not for others of us. So we're being guided to really ride it. To really ride it. There's also a feeling here of feeling a bit camouflaged and feeling a bit unnoticed on Thursday. Whereas perhaps we put an effort into something and it goes unnoticed by someone that we're trying to help or something that we're trying to do. So let's not take those sorts of things too personally. Let's pat ourselves on the back instead of waiting for other people to praise or acknowledge or notice the hard work that we might be doing personally. So that's the guidance for Thursday. Sort of interesting, actually. It's the start of my Thursday now. It's what time is it? It's 8:20 a.m. on Thursday here, coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. So I not long got up. I had a little sleep in this morning. I was dreaming about babies and birthing. This is such a huge birthing time, and no, I'm certainly not pregnant, and I'm not going to be, but I'm now going down towards my rebirth day, which is on the 14th of May. So this period of time for me is every year is a big time of shedding the old and reflecting on my last year before I start my new year that's coming. So there's a lot of birthing energy around for me personally, which is coming up in my dreams quite a lot at the moment, which is quite funny. So the new beginnings, the birthing of the new parts of myself is what I would see when I'm dreaming of babies and pregnant people. And I dreamt my mother was pregnant, I think last week, so that was interesting. I didn't tell her yet, if you're watching, Mum. So I'm now looking for the best card for Friday the 4th of May. Friday the 4th. And I trust that this is the best card for Friday the 4th of May. Here, Healed, card 34. And the keywords say golden light, wounds, blocks, and dissolve. This is a very physical healing card, and I'm hearing a lot around from people that I connect with that there's a lot of people quite physically unwell at this time, whether dealing with a flu or a cold or something a little bit more serious. So there's a lot of physical ailments that are, or physical stuff that's knocking a lot of our bodies out of alignment or into a space of disease or sickness or those sorts of things around. I'm personally not going through that, but I know a lot of people are. Perhaps you are, perhaps you aren't. It doesn't really matter, but this is the physical healing card. So it talks about our physical body and really what's the word I'm looking for here? Bringing ourselves into a supportive, nourishing space on Friday to help ourselves, especially our physical body, through this time. Because a lot of us are going through quite a strong birthing time and birthing period right now, it can feel like our physical bodies are being ripped apart, and our physical bodies can kind of present weaknesses or present issues in the physical body to get our attention, or as part of that rebirthing, part of that shifting out of the old and bringing in the new energy. So we're being guided on Friday to hold our body in a nourishing, supportive, I want to say fertile space, a space of support and love for our physical body on Friday. And also, I'm just feeling for the best words here, which seem to be just on the other side of the other word that is at the front of my mind. But also, being there for ourselves, perhaps looking at the vitamins and the minerals that we're putting into our body. For example, vitamin-wise, vitamins are so important, and I didn't realise, like, from my whole life I've had a really heavy, painful menstrual cycle that would leave me out of action for, well, it used to be a whole month, but now it's down to a day or two that I'm pretty much out of action. And 2 months ago, so I've been regularly taking iron and magnesium and zinc sometimes. And then at the end of my second cycle, so my second cycle before my last one, I started taking vitamin B12. And I don't know if it's a combination or just that particular tablet, but this last cycle that I went through a few weeks ago was my lightest and most pain-free that I've been through in a long, long time, which made me see that we might think, or I might think, that vitamins and minerals, a bit of vitamin C might be nice, but, my body's okay. But just by adding some vitamins to our daily routine, if you like, for our body can be extremely nourishing and help with things like our menstrual cycle, but perhaps also things that you might be dealing with, like headaches or fatigue. Sometimes our body is calling for a mineral or a vitamin that's lacking, and that might be something worth investigating. If you've been feeling constantly crabby or emotional or tired, or not having a lot of energy to go about whatever it is that you need to do in your everyday life, it might be worth looking at some different vitamins and trying some different vitamins out for a few weeks perhaps, and see what your body needs. Your body might be thirsty for a vitamin that you've probably not even really heard of. And these sorts of things are what this card's talking about really looking at what's going on for our body and how we can balance our body through things like vitamins or minerals. It may be something like increasing our water intake, or adding more vegetables to our diet, or more red meat if that's what our body needs. So I feel at this time a lot of us are reassessing and really connecting with or listening to what our body needs to help it stay balanced and healthy, and in a space that can support us through our days, our day-to-day living, things that we're going through. Let's also not underestimate the power of our healing hands, and we can ask our hands to fill up with healing light and trust that they do. And then we can place them on our body if we're feeling sad or stressed out, or if we're experiencing pain in our body. So we don't need to have certificates on the wall or pay a lot of money, or any money really, for you to use our healing hands. So just all we need to do is think of them, ask them to fill up with healing light, and trust that they do. So let's be there for our physical body on Friday. Let's listen to what it needs. If we've been overdoing it lately, then let's listen to what our body's telling us. If it's aching, if it's in pain, if it needs something. I feel like making Friday, at least part of it, you know, to really listen to what our body's been doing and what our body's telling us might be really beneficial for this time. So that's Friday's message. I trust it resonates with you. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you all here. I see my stepfather's watching. Hi, Martin. Hi, Mum, if you're around. I was talking about you before. In case you missed it, or you don't watch back, Martin, you can tell Mum that I had a dream last week that Mum was pregnant, which is interesting because my birthday's coming up. So it's just part of the new beginnings, I guess, but it was quite amusing. So I'm now looking for the best card for the theme for Thursday and Friday. So the theme card will help us bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Thursday and Friday. So the bigger picture. Let's go with this one here. We've got card 31, Expression. And it says the key words are communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. So we're being guided over Thursday and Friday to really trust what we need to say. Also trust in what we don't need to say. Just because we're thinking something doesn't mean we always need to be saying it or telling people about it. Sometimes it's just as powerful, in fact, probably more powerful, to recognize when is the best time to say and when is the best time not to. So let's look at, over this these next couple of days, I'm really feeling that a balance in our communication might be necessary. So we may have found recently, or in recent days and weeks, that we might be noticing communication issues between ourselves and others. And that is part of stirring up, if you like, our need to find more balance in the way and what we're communicating. And really, and I've mentioned before, and I've noticed in my own personal exploration, if you like, that if I'm noticing communication issues with other people, especially if it's different people that I'm noticing that, hey, they're not very good at communicating, or hey, why isn't that person saying what they really feel? If I'm noticing communication issues in more than one area, then it's always going to come back to me and whether I am clearly communicating with myself. So a big part of communication is how we interact with other people, but it's also about how we interact with ourselves. And again, like I talked about for Friday, listening to our body is part of that communication with our own body and our own being. So if we're noticing a lot, or if you're noticing a lot of communication issues, perhaps think about, what is this teaching me about where I'm lacking in communication with myself? So let's trust what we need to share, but let's also trust in what we don't need to share. That sometimes what we don't say, like I say, is just as powerful as what we might want to say. Also, expression doesn't need to just be words. Expression can be, and expressing ourselves can be through other forms of communication or other forms of expression, like creating, like body language, like movement of our body. Music, art are great ways to express ourselves. If you've been feeling really strong emotions lately and you're finding it very difficult to express how you feel or find words to describe how you're feeling, and you just feel like this volcano inside you that you're just not sure how to deal with, one of the best ways to express that is through doing something creative, because emotional energy and creative energy are very similar in vibration. I've found in the past, a lot of the time when I work with children, for example, or people that struggle to find words to describe how they feel, whether it's a strong feeling like anger or frustration or passion, or a more subtle feeling like so subtle, I'm not sure what words to use, but you know, more of the subtle feelings. Doing something creative gets that energy out of our body and gets that energy moving. Remember, emotions just want to be in motion. They just want to move. So even just by getting printing out a mandala or something from the internet, and doing some colouring can be a great way to express and get out of your body that intense emotion or that subtle emotion that you're struggling to feel or get clarity on at this time. Or listening to music, dancing, moving your body. Just privately you can put on your favourite song and just let your body feel what the music is telling you and express yourself through body movement. They're just a couple of different ways that you can tap into how you feel and express it in a way that's safe and gets that energy moving. So let's speak up, let's notice what's going on with our communications over Thursday and Friday. Let's express ourselves if we need to, if we feel a bit bound up emotionally. And let's really listen to our body, how we feel and what we're thinking and what's going on for us in our life. Have we been ignoring something that we're not really happy with? Have we been avoiding someone or avoiding something because we don't want to go through a confrontation, or we don't want to feel pressure that's being put onto us? And perhaps Thursday and Friday is our time to face that within ourselves so we can get clearer about what we want and where we want to go. So interesting energy around for Thursday and Friday. I trust this makes sense for you. Thank you for joining me today. I've used my Speed of Light Oracle cards, which I've created. There's 55 cards in this deck. When you do purchase your decks, just make sure you check the amount of cards, because a lot of publishers are sneaking in 30 cards, 20 cards into a big box that's still quite expensive. So look at the amount of cards, because it will mean that you have more options of more variations when you're actually working with them. So there's 55 in this deck. They've been completely created by me, and you can learn more about them on my website if you're inspired to. So that's that. We'll be in Hobart at the New Age Festival on the 19th and 20th of May. I will have my card decks. I'll be doing live spirit guide drawings. And I'll have my books, and you can come and say hello if you want to. If you're in the Hobart area, just contact or ask if you need more information. If you want to learn more about the work that I do, please visit my website at templeofbalance.com.au. I have lots of pendants, books and oracle cards, and my mind's gone blank. I've got ceramics and art, and I don't know why I'm going blank with that, but anyway, if you are inspired to learn more about what I do, or if you resonate with my approach and things, please have a look on my website. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to, and if you want to connect more privately, just send us a message through our website. So thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of your day and few days to come. I will do my best to be back to share with you on Saturday. So thank you, and sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Thank you. Thanks.